Well, today is the day. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is getting a more wider release today for box office previews. I know for sure that if you live in America, there are theaters showing it now. Tomorrow, it will be all over, tons of times, and I'm really curious to see what kind of numbers this puts up because the predictions are bad. This movie could make less money than the Marvels, which would be impressive. Will this movie hit Flash and the Marvels levels? I don't know yet, but it does have one thing working against it, and that is, of course, everybody's favorite starlet, Amber Heard, who they decided to keep. They wanted to keep her in the movie. There was no way so many people didn't like her. All those people that signed that petition, 4 million or so people, actually 4,500,000 something people, almost. I think it's almost at 500,000. Said, we don't want her in this movie. Warner Brothers just laughed, particularly Peter Safran, who co-runs DC with James Gunn, gave you a giant middle finger and said, yeah, we think it's all bots. It's bot farms and old Russia. It's not, I don't think he said Russia, but he did call everybody bots and said that it was fake and it's not real and we don't listen to the internet. We make decisions based on our own stuff. Well, they were dead wrong because we have some pictures of what the theaters are looking like. This is from Andre over at Midnight's Edge. He is the editor-in-chief of the channel. And he posted a picture of his theater for the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom showtime. Critical Jinker asked him, how did he manage to have a seat? Like, how did he find that seat? Luckily, Andre pre-bought his ticket, so luckily he was able to find his seat there in that sea of people. Oh, it was the same for the Marvels, too. This is a bad look. Now, what really got me to make this video, other than this laughable picture of nobody watching this movie, are the reviews. Now, I want to be clear. I really don't care what critics usually say, but I was very curious to what they had to say about this movie, especially since Heard is in it. I was wondering if they were going to run some kind of damage control for her and praise her, and they don't. In fact, a lot of the reviewers trash her performance, which I was kind of shocked to see. I'm not going to lie. Did not expect that. But they don't care for this movie. They say it's awful. And given how many times this movie was reshot, I'd say there might be something to it. But the audience score will maybe tell us something different. I have a suspicion that this is going to have the Marvels type of audience score. I think it's going to be like really high and it's going to be suspect. But let's take a look at this. I just want to see what top critics say. Oh, look at that, 28%. This is pretty comical to me. But like I said, I was really interested in just what they have to say about Heard. And I got to tell you, they really do trash her in some of these reviews, and it is really funny. They point out what we all knew from the trial, that her and Jason Momoa don't have any chemistry, and they look really awkward together in this movie. I guess it's worse now. Their chemistry is worse. So that's funny. Why wouldn't they just recast her? What a dumb decision to not recast her. Almost like they kept her out of spite. They kept her out of spite. That's what it feels like to me. Because when I read these reviews about how her and Momoa are together in this film and how bad her performance is, like that's what it has to be. That they kept her clearly out of spite. So let's take a look. I love how they say, too, like this, the Lost Kingdom quietly closes the pre-gun DCEU. So, okay, listen to this. This is what I found really funny, and it's a common thing among a lot of these reviews. And while Heard only had a few lines as the hydrokinetic Mira, I could not help but notice how the audience reacted whenever she appeared on screen, which I can safely say triggered a feeling of uneasiness. In 2022, Heard lost in the defamation case that involved her former partner, JD. Their divorce and defamation cases rocked Hollywood and polarized fandom, especially those who felt Depp was wronged when Warner Brothers asked him to resign from Fantastic Beasts. This is a good point here, and I love that they bring up the polarized fandom. Why would you do that? Like, she could have just recast her. You probably would have got a little bit of shit from Hollywood outlets, but overall, it probably would have also helped boost this film up maybe a little bit more. The on-screen chemistry of Momoa and Heard from the first Aquaman movie visibly wane. I surmise this can be attributed to the court documents that included Heard's claims to a therapist that Momoa arrived drunk and late on set, which DC Studios denied because she's a liar. Late on set, that's a possibility. Drunk, I think she's just lying to lie there. Even the scene, this is the big one right here. Even the scene where the couple had to scream in anguish appeared inauthentic. So, from what I understand, the baby gets kidnapped. I don't think they kill the baby. I don't know if that baby really does get killed in the movie. But the baby does get kidnapped, and that's apparently where they scream in anguish together. And apparently, it looks cringe. What were you thinking, Warner Brothers? She's actually, it looks like she's, in the movie, but it is still around the 20 minutes, and she doesn't have that many lines. If you were going to go that far, why wouldn't you just cut her out of the movie? Like, you just have her in, like, really, she's in this movie just as a spite thing. Oh, well, we're going to keep her in there to show you. We're barely going to keep her in it, but we're going to keep her in it. That was a stupid move. Like, they're trying to please everybody. We'll try to please her weird little fan base on Twitter that calls her mother. Like, literally, that was trending just for Mira or something. And they were talking about, here's some scenes of Mother in Aquaman 2. Never forget that most of her supporters are bots, too. So, I mean, that was shown in some documents. Go check out that Umbrella Guy's channel for that. He's covered it extensively. So you can find the evidence over there. But yeah, there was a lot of bots. Most of her support is bots. So I want, are they telling them, are they telling the bots to call her mother? I don't know. But this movie is going to be a disaster, and I'm here for it. This is what you get. Karma's a bitch. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.